Hi, good day, everyone. Al Hight here from the Hight Show. I hope everybody is having a great day today. I have a very special guest with me today, Catherine Knabb from Consultants. She has a great firm and agency that she's going to be able to explain a little bit here for you. But just before she comes on, guys, I just wanted to remind you again about the Hight Show and what we do. We are a great friend of ANHSCA. ANHSCA.com. ANHSCA.com. ANHSCA, the American National High School Championship Association. If you get a chance, guys, as you see some of our ads and information that'll be flashing across your screen or at the end of this program, go on and help out a student, buy a cup, buy a shirt or hat or something like that, just to help out with these folks here. And we're also so proud to have some of our other sponsors, the Gray Fox Label sponsor, as well as All American Month sponsor and West Michigan Music Group, just to name a few. If you go on there, you see that information on there. Help support those guys because they help us out with the American National High School Championship Association. Again, folks, I want to say I have a very special guest of mine today. I met this beautiful young lady on the Lineable some time ago in LinkedIn, and she's doing great things in our country. She is a great patriot, that is for sure. This young lady is doing things, and I think that you guys who are in business or want to learn about business or just to learn about a few things that she's doing, I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you get the chance to speak and hear this young lady, what she has going on. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to welcome to the screen Miss Catherine Knabb of Knabb Consulting. Catherine, how are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing great. I'm just really honored to be a part of your show, Mr. Al.
Outstanding. Well, we are looking forward to hearing some of the things that you got going on and the things that you're doing in America, and especially in the Southeast and in Tennessee area where you are from, Tennessee, Mississippi, and that area there. We know that you're just doing great things, and we know that you are all over LinkedIn, matter of fact. And folks, if you want information about her, as we're going through this interviewing process, we'll make sure that we'll flash some things up from the Knabb Consulting and Catherine area so that you can learn more about her, and she's going to provide additional information as we go on. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I want to make sure that I get everything right here for our audience, Catherine, to make sure that we get this information right. So before I get started here, Catherine, can you tell us, start a little bit about what are you doing and how you're doing, and just tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So thank you, Mr. Al, again, for letting me be on your show. I am a certified franchise consultant. A few years ago, I didn't even know what that was, but I became a franchise consultant. Somebody called me asking me about franchise, and I went through the process to review franchise with them, and I ended up deciding to go down the path of helping other people research franchise. And so I started my own business, Knabb Consulting, and I use it primarily for franchise consulting. I did become a franchisee of a networking brand, so I build networking groups too, but I guide people through the research process. It's just like employing a realtor to help you find the right house. I help people find the right franchise for them. And the good thing, it usually doesn't cost them anything to use my services. And that's the industry norm. Yeah, that's the industry norm. People think, how does it work that way? But that is the industry norm.
Wow, how great is that? So what sparked your interest in establishing this company? What kind of brought you into this?
Well, I had worked as a corporate employee for decades. And and my last job was in a hospital system, and that's where I was when COVID happened. And I saw choices being taken away from people, not only employees but patients, families, parents. They lost choice as to what they could do with their kids or their elders, and I just thought that was fundamentally wrong. Wow. anti everything we stand for in America. And so right about then, when I was coming to the decision of either I stay and I'm part of what they're doing, or I have to go and do something else. Well, the phone rang, and it was somebody wanting to ask me about franchise. And it's like a bell went off in my head. Oh, yeah, there's a formula out there. I don't have to start everything from scratch. I can just find the right fit for me. So I went through a couple of his sessions, and after just a couple of meetings, I decided, you know what, I'm going to give myself to the end of the year to figure out what my path is. And I turned in my 1 month notice. So I was committed to doing my own thing. And that's one thing I like about entrepreneurship is you can design your life the way you want it. It's not easy. Nothing easy about entrepreneurship, especially at start, but you get to make choices the way you like and design your life the way you like.
Well, that's great, Catherine. You know, I commend you on that. It's hard to start off when you're in business, like you said, and to get used to it. Well, especially if you're used to working for someone and doing everything. And being an entrepreneur is not easy work. It's very hard work, and it takes some dedication to that. And so I understand now a little bit about how you got to where you are today doing what you're doing. But okay, so we know that COVID had a lot to do with it. Can you share a brief overview of your journey? What did you do at the? Tell us about your journey to get to where you are.
So, as I decided to become an entrepreneur, at first I was doing some work as a project manager because my background was project management, and actually the research of franchise is a project. It has a start and a beginning. It has an ending, and at the end, the result is clarity about what to do. But in the beginning, it was learn, because there's over 4,500 franchise brands in the United States, and I've got 500 or 600 of them in my portfolio. And guess what?
Wow.
They change. Yeah, they change every year. So right now, it's FDD, or franchise disclosure document filing season. And so all the brands are going through their annual changes right now and introducing new things. Well, all my career, I had been an agent of change, even from way back in the beginning when I saw that 3 chicken plants were not calculating yields and efficiencies and things the same way day over day. I standardized that process for them. And that was the beginning of my work in helping organizations standardize, improve, scale, process, and procedure so that they could save time, save money, or create something new that resulted in a revenue stream. So now I just shift all of that to small business, and I'm dedicated to helping small business be successful as possible.
Wow, great, Catherine. So listen, to all you folks out there, I'm telling you, you should be taking notes and listening, or make sure that you record this. I know that some are watching us right now on a live stream and maybe through all the different social media, and some of you that maybe not able to watch us, you're listening to us. So make sure that you're taking good notes or be able to record this so that you can get this information again. This is great information that she's passing on, especially if you're looking to join in the business. Now, I know that you just said that, and about a particular moment that or an experience that brought you to this with the COVID and everything. But was there any other thing that shaped your perspective in doing business? I know about what you were just saying about the chicken farm or place of doing your thing there. But is there a certain moment that you just like, okay, I know the light bulb went off during COVID, and I know the light bulb went off doing these other things here in you. But is there something that you just said like, okay, that's it, I'm doing it?
Well, to me, it wasn't a moment so much as a reflection. And growing up, and growing up, my dad and my mom, they were all about working hard. You work hard, and then you work hard some more, and you work hard some more. So for me, that meant learn, and then work. And that's what I did for a lot of years. But there came a time when something made me reflect back to my great grandmother. And my great grandmother was an entrepreneur. As a kid, I knew she had a business. She had been widowed when she was in her early 30s and had a whole passel of kids, like 13 kids. And
oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And one was, practically a baby. And so she was encouraged to join the oldest profession. Well, she wasn't going to do that. So she set up a way to serve meals to a local, they called it a man camp, as a logging camp, because central Mississippi, heavily forested area. So for years she did that in the logging camp, and then she moved into Jackson, Mississippi, and leased a place, and she ended up having seven buildings, homes renovated and turned into a boarding house with two great big, like a 20-foot tables with, it'd seat 20 people around a single table with a revolving center. And when it was politicking time, people would come over from the state capitol and have lunch at our restaurant. So I was brought back to reflect on her, that she was an entrepreneur. She didn't let people just tell her, you have to do this or you have to do that. She cut out her own direction, and she did that at a time when it was very difficult. It was around the Great Depression, and she made things change for herself and her famly. And if
what part of Mississippi was that in, Catherine? I'm sorry to interrupt you. What part of Mississippi were you in?
This was central Mississippi, like an hour away from Jackson. Okay. So away from the state capitol, and she ended up living in the state capitol until she passed away. But I reflect back on her, and she probably was scared at different times, but she didn't let that stop her. She took control of her life and that of her children, and probably at least a half dozen of her kids became entrepreneurs themselves.
Wow.
All across the country. So
what an awesome story, Catherine.
Yeah, when I reflected back on her, I was like, I need to take some notes from history and learn from that.
Wow. What an awesome story. That lets you know that, it's generational. It comes through there. And when if you're able to see it and you're able to feel it and be a part of it, it doesn't fall too far from the tree, so to speak. And I'm glad that you picked up that same entrepreneur skill.
You're right about that, Mr. Al. And what the thing is, now she had some of her own kids involved in the business, and they became entrepreneurs, but not every generation purposely taught entrepreneurship to the next generation. So if we don't consciously think, I'm going to teach my kids to do this, I'm going to teach my kids about this, then they may be picking up on it, they may not be. It has to be a conscious decision to shape your children. And some people don't make that decision. They think it's just going to happen, or they don't consciously realize that I have to put time and effort, or else they're not going to pick up the things I expect them to pick up.
Catherine, that is so great. That is awesome. And some of the information that you just supplied in this few minute brief is outstanding. So thank you so much. Hey, so listen, let's move this along. For those that are unfamiliar with you, can you explain the main goal of your company? What is the main goal of your company?
My main goal.
In a real simple, a real easy way that everybody can understand. Layman's terms.
My main goal is to give families as much choice as possible. So I educate them about how to get into business, the smart ways to network it, the things to learn before you start attracting hard sales from the internet. But the main thrust of that is to give families as much choice as possible so they can define their lives the way they want for themselves, their kids, their entire community. And because I think it matters. I think how wonderful life is is a direct reflection on how you feel about the culture you live in, and that's your family and your local community. So I want it to be great for people.
That is great. So what? That's awesome. So tell me about this then. What's the most rewarding aspect of your work? I mean, you do all these things here, and you took a big chance of coming out of the hospital where you had a pretty secure income and employment to starting off on your own, and you took this big dream using your great grandmother's entrepreneur savvy to get yourself going. So. What's the most rewarding aspect of what you do?
For me, it's when somebody realizes I don't have to do this. I can go and do this. And I'm fully equipped and prepared to make a smart decision. It's like a light bulb moment, because everything is tentative. We're so conditioned to following instructions and doing things in an expected sort of way. But when that light bulb comes on and you can see, it's like, oh, I really can do this. There's a path for me. I think that's rewarding because the world just opened up. The horizons just got further away, and people feel safer and moving further toward the unknown. Because it's not as unknown as it used to be.
All right, so that's great, and that keeps you going. Now, you wouldn't be as great as you are and doing all the things that you do without some challenges. Everyone have challenges when they start their businesses. So what are some of the challenges that you have, and how did you overcome them?
Well, one of the key challenges was in my own head. And because when you work in accounting and IT and project management through the years, you don't think of yourself as sales, or I didn't think of myself as sales. And sales was always talked about as, something dirty. Well, not. Sales can be helpful. And so I had to overcome the sales process. And what I realized was that through my whole career, I was actually doing sales. I was selling concepts, I was selling solutions, and I was selling them to people who had authority and budget. And so I've been doing sales my whole life, and it made it an improvement on things every step of the way. So now when I bring something of value to people, it's because I know in my gut that it's got value for them. And sometimes it's not the right thing for the right person. Great. We go through a process to examine that. So getting over the I'm not a salesperson lie.
I think you said it just right when you said it's getting out of your own head, and that's what holds us back. A lot of folks back sometimes is getting over that self fear, and it's like it's like giving a speech in front of everyone. You talk all the time, but when you ask to give a speech in front of someone, you get that stage shock. So I understand that, and what a great piece of advice that you did. Speaking of advice, is there a piece of advice that you received along the way that you said? Mm-hmm. That's it. This is advice that's going to help me. And if so, can you tell us what it is or what it was?
Sure. I was told don't do it alone, because my tendency is to bear down, research, and learn. I mean, that's my natural bent. And don't impose on people. Don't be a burden to people. But I was told don't do it alone. So whether it's my business, something in life, whatever, reach out and connect with the people who have the right knowledge, skills, and resources to help you out. Because you'll end up helping each other out.
That is great, because a lot of us do, sometimes you don't want to burden other people, and you want to feel that it's your project, and sometimes you may be afraid to let other people in because you don't want your idea to get stolen or ripped off or someone else use it or perpetrate it on it, And so I understand all those things, but having someone there is exactly right. Someone that can help you, or someone's, more than one person, to help you out as a team that can help you reach your goals. So I believe in that very much so. So after all, you're doing all those things, you got great advice, you got some experience, you learned why you was doing it. Now, what keeps you motivated today to continue doing what you're doing?
Well, I think people are the most important thing. And so for me, people, when I see people choosing good things for themselves and their families, that motivates me. When I see people choosing, I'm going to go down this positive path instead of this negative path, that motivates me. When I'm a faith-based person, so when I see people really dig in and say, you know what, this is what I believe and why, so I'm going to really dig in and make more of it, that motivates me. So I like it when I see people living on purpose and not just letting life happen to them. When you let life happen to you, you just sit around with a phone in your hand. When you live on purpose, you're going and looking and conquering and doing.
That is great. Conquering and doing and living life on purpose, meaning that you have a purpose-driven life and that you're not just getting on the water and riding the wave where it take you to without an oar to kind of guide you. This way you have a guide, you can do it, and you live life the way that you want it to, purpose-driven. What an amazing thought. Okay, so you're doing all this busy work. You're doing all these things here, hanging on to that great heritage from your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your parents, and all these things that you're doing. You're working, and obviously you're doing very well at it, and you've been doing it for a while. Okay, Catherine, so now what do you do for fun? What do you do to relax?
Well, I have a dog, and I'm trying to train up the dog to handle being in the car more, because I had a 14-year-old dog that passed away a couple of years ago. And that dog, we probably traveled, I think, 17 states. And he was really good as a traveler. So this little dog is not so good yet. So I'm working on that, so I can get back to where I can do more expansive trips with the dog in the car. I like that. I like really good music, like the 1940s music or the big band and the classical music. I like concerts, like choir type, large voice concerts. Things of that nature. And then, of course, plenty of time with my family and friends. And I like networking socials, just watching people collaborate together and get to know each other. That just fills me up, watching people create new relationships, because you never know what's going to happen with those new relationships.
So, Catherine, are you a quiet social, like you like to get out there and listen to all the music and everything else then? I'm an introvert in a lot of ways, but I like there's certain things I like. Like I do like those concerts and things like that. But I like orderly stuff, chaos stuff. Like I like going to classical concerts now versus that rock concerts. Rock concerts are too much for you.
Crazy. Yeah. I like it. I like it more orderly and enjoyable that way. I like it more laid back than
nothing wrong with that. That's great. Yeah. I like yacht rock music, to tell you the truth. I love it. It's such a smooth, easy music. Christopher Cross and those folks like that. I love that. I love that kind of music. Now, so
what's funny is when I'm doing like house cleaning and stuff, then I'll put on some 80s music, and then I like, because I'll hear the words. It's like, oh my gosh, I never realized that was the words. But it's upbeat music. It's kind of like a positive sound. So I get a lot done in a short amount of time.
All right. Get a lot of house cleaning done in that time. I got you.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So now, Catherine, Oh, this is great. This is a great interview. I love it. I'm getting to learn things about you that I didn't know. So if you could give one piece of advice to someone starting in your field, what would it be?
Well, one of the things I've noticed recently is there's a lot of people who don't know what their purpose is. And so I've framed up a 25 questionnaire. Just, it's not a matter of saying I'm a psychiatrist or anything like that. It's just a questionnaire to bring things to light. Because if people can examine who they are and understand what's important to me and why, what's not important to me and why, and where do I want to go, then they can be clear on who they are. So know who you are and know what you want. And that way you can easily say, no, this is not for me. This is not for me because I'm going in this direction. And
great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, Catherine, so you've been a busy person. You got a lot of things going on, and you seem so smooth and cool. That's great. But I know you. I know that you are a busy person. And so what's next on the plan for you? What's some of the next projects that you got coming up in the future?
Well, in the short term, because it's the 250th anniversary of this country, and I don't see very much being said about it, I'm started up a series called 250 Years, 250 Business Voices. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's for business owners, independent, franchise, your local business owner to share what they do, how it aligns with life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And so,
all right.
Yeah, over for the next few months, I'm going to try to get as many of those videos out as possible to help people share who they are, and it'll be branded 250 Voices. But beyond that, then I've got some goals for the networking of things and the franchise work. So I'm always challenging myself to do something new and different with the franchise that I haven't been able to accomplish before. So I try a bunch of different things. But I'm always doing education too, giving educational classes about either franchise, business networking, or doing some sort of projects to help an existing business.
Catherine, I really love those ideals that you have, especially the ideas about 250 voices and telling about the entrepreneur skills and just the thing of celebrating this country's history. What an awesome ideal. You know what? If once you get that done, let me know for certain.
You're going to be one of the voices. You're definitely going to be one of the voices.
Maybe I can help promote it and put it on our streaming thing so people can see it and hear it and let them know what you're doing out there. What a amazing! I told you folks, you guys listening to the Hight Show. We have some amazing folks that are here. I mean, Catherine Knabb from Knabb Consulting. You would have never known that. Look, she's giving us her free time to tell you guys how to get things going, how to help you out with business, and about finding your purpose. Oh my goodness, do you know how much money you have to pay for a consultant to do that? And she's here sharing her time free for you guys. Oh my goodness, you guys got to listen in more often. And you know what? We got Catherine Knabb stuff up there so that you can see it and give her a chance to help you guys out. Okay, so listen, last but not least, how can our listeners connect with you? How can they learn more about what you're doing and your work? Although we're going to put some of this stuff up on our site where everybody can see it. I want to hear from you. How can they get in contact with you? How can they learn more about what you're doing and get started?
Sure. Well, there's a QR code on the screen. They can use that, and that'll drop in the e-card to their phone. But they can also go to cfonia.com. And that is a domain name that I bought to redirect to Knabb Consulting, because a lot of times people can't spell Knabb correctly. So CFONIA.com, and that's for career franchise.
One more time, Catherine. One more time. Do that one more time. Make sure they get it. We want to make sure that they don't miss it. Although you on the screen, yeah, we got the QR code there. Say it one more time for those folks who are listening.
CFONIA.com, and that's career franchise ownership. NIA is networkinaction.com. CFONIA.com.
Well, all right then. Well, folks, you heard it here first on the Hight Show with Catherine Knabb from Knabb Consulting. What a great, fantastic host. We just love her here. You guys don't know how much we love her here at the Hight Show. What an amazing history. You get to learn a lot about people on this show, especially folks like great patriots like Catherine here. Catherine Knabb from originally, I imagine then, because you didn't say where you're originally from, but I'm going to say originally from Mississippi then.
That's right.
Is that where you're? Okay. Mm-hmm. And so listen, the great state of Mississippi, one of your own is right here on the Hight Show, spreading love and care about being a patriot, about how to start your own business, to learning your purpose in life, being able to share your experience so that you all can make a difference. Not only that, she talked about the 200 different voices that she wants to hear from, that she's coming up with for celebrate our country's 250th anniversary. And I think that is so awesome. And you guys are getting this all free advice. I hope you are listening to what Catherine had to say from Knabb Consulting about starting your business, about franchising, how she got started. And listen, she said it to you. It's not easy. And so if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's why you have some people who are business owners, and then we have employees. And so if you want to be a business owner and get out of the employee side of it, you might want to consult with Miss Knabb's consulting firm to find out how to do that. And she's willing to help you. So make an appointment. Get that QR code. For you guys who are listening, make sure that you get the record it again and go back to it. Matter of fact, one more time, Catherine. Say it one more time how they can contact you for our listeners.
Sure. That's CFONIA.com, and that'll redirect you to my Knabb Consulting website, and all of my contact information can be found there.
Great, outstanding. Now make sure that you heard it on the Hight Show. This is going to be broadcast around the world in all kind of different formats, and so wherever you get your streaming from, you will be able to see it, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Dextro, whatever it is, you will be able to see it there. LinkedIn. Alignable information where you can get it at. If you don't see it there, at least you can look up Catherine's information there from Knabb Consulting and contact her and let her know that you heard about her from our show. And who knows, maybe she'll give you an extra ear just to listen a little bit more closely to you on that. Catherine, we thank you again for being a part of our show.
Al.
Yes,
let me do this. I'll say that if somebody contacts me and mentions Al Hight's name, if they do use my franchise services and ultimately invest in a brand, I'll make sure some of the money is knocked off their franchise fee, because I can arrange with a franchise brand that they take that same amount off my commission, and that'll be an Al Hight bonus.
All right. Now you heard that, guys. You heard that. You only getting that special here. So if you decide to open up a Burger King or McDonald's and you're going to franchise and you're going to go through Knabb Consulting on how to do that, she may do it for you. But if you forget to mention our name, my name or her name, we're not going to be able to help you out with that. So listen, folks, I mean, you can't get no better than that. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so proud of you and what you're doing, and our Al Hight Show and all the correspondents and all of our sponsors are so proud of you, as well as what you're doing over the last couple of years to meet with you. And we know that you're going to continue in success. So thank you so much for joining our show today.
My pleasure. You know, I think the world of what you're doing with ANHSCA. So anything I can do to be supportive of that is wonderful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is there any last words that you want to leave us with, Catherine?
I would say just go and bless somebody today. If we learn to bless each other just out of the goodness of our hearts, this world is going to be a better place.
Oh, wow. What better note to close out on? Well, Catherine, thank you so much. I like to say, and you guys know how we do here on the Al Hight Show before we leave. Always do this. You know we do this here. So get ready. Here we go. Always be kind. Always be nice. Be respectful to your neighbors. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Remember that someone else might just need a smile from you. And if you're feeling really angry and you want to lash out, don't do it. Just like getting that email and you're typing it all up and you're going to really get at someone, step away from it for a minute and come back and then erase it and just say thank you. Because once those words are out of your mouth, you can never get them back. So be kind, be patient, be understanding, be loving, be a heartfelt love for someone today. Someone needs you. So we need you. We need you to smile. We need you to be happy. We don't have to worry about the people being mean because they want to be mean anyway. Hey, so you are the difference. I always tell people about a story that happened to me I always used to say, when are they going to do something about it? Somebody need to do something. When are they going to do that? And God convicted me one day in my own heart and say, what are you going to do? You are the they. Stop waiting for other people to do it. You make the difference. And don't worry about how everybody else is going to do it. You make the difference. So to the Al Hight Show and our listeners today, you heard it from Catherine Knabb herself, and now you're hearing it from me. You are the difference. Don't wait for someone else to do it. You do your part. And you might only do that one part. Let someone else do the other part. If they say, why don't you do all these other things? Just say, you can start on that part. But this is your small piece in the world, and you're going to make a change that way. So to everyone that's here, that's under my voice today, I want to say thank you again for joining in the Al Hight Show and listening to my great honored guest of Catherine Knabb of Knabb Consulting Company. We really appreciate her here, and we love her to death. So thank you again for listening in to the Al Hight Show. Get that QR code. Get with Miss McNabb. Miss Knabb. Good gracious. I want to say McNabb. It sounds like McDonald's. But anyway, Catherine Knabb.
That's all right.
I want you to listen to her. I want you to listen to her because she has a lot to offer. And she's being very modest. And people who have a lot to offer, who are very kind and very understanding, they don't say much, but they do a lot. So take a listen and take a learn, take a thought out of your mind for that, to listen to her, to hear what she had to say and listen to it over and over again, and click on that QR code. Thank you again, everyone, and goodbye, and see you later to the next show. Al Hight saying goodbye. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Al.
Thank you.